Friends, welcome to Preeclampsia and Eclampsia, a consequence of immunological maladaptation, Part 3. Other evidences to support the concept of immunological maladaptation. Newborn babies do not express the clinical features of preeclampsia. In a case of preeclampsia, both mother and baby stay in the same pathophysiological environment. We see only mothers suffering from clinical features of preeclampsia, but not the newborn babies. Deportation of cells or proteins occur both from fetus to mother and mother to fetus. Fetus is immunologically premature and incompetent to react against maternal cells or proteins. This could be the reason for preeclampsia not seen in newborn babies. Preeclampsia does not occur before 20 weeks of gestation. Secondary trophoblastic invasion begins at around 11 to 14 weeks and completes by around 24 weeks of gestation. Delayed secondary trophoblastic invasion beyond 24 weeks is a predictor for preeclampsia and IUGR. This secondary invasion results in wider opening of maternal circulation for trophoblast, which also facilitates increased deportation of fetal cells into maternal circulation. In pregnancy with well-matched fetus, mother provides profuse blood supply to the fetus by permitting secondary invasion as early as 11 to 14 weeks. As the deported fetal tissues are well-matched, maladaptation cannot develop in mother, and for the same reason, these women do not develop preeclampsia in future course of pregnancy. The delayed secondary trophoblastic invasion could itself be due to the immunological resistance offered by the mother at uteroplacental bed for a not well matched fetus. In delayed invasion, the mismatched tissues enter into maternal circulation beyond 24 weeks. This could be the reason for higher incidence of preeclampsia occurring in late second trimester and third trimester. Preeclampsia can occur before 20 weeks of gestation in molar pregnancy. By nature, the molar tissue is highly invasive and can enter into maternal circulation even before 20 weeks. As genetic and chromosomal abnormalities with molar tissues are more common, these tissues can trigger large number of mismatches with maternal immune cells. This could be the reason for preeclampsia occurring even before 20 weeks of gestation in molar pregnancy. The incidence of preeclampsia is high in multifetal pregnancies. In multifetal pregnancies, different genetic materials from different zygotes enter into maternal circulation in large volumes. This can result in increase in number of mismatches and maladaptations in mother. This could be the reason for higher incidence of preeclampsia in multifetal pregnancies. Many authors reported remission or disappearance of clinical features of preeclampsia with the demise of a single fetus in twin pregnancies. In these cases, the dead fetus could be the mismatched fetus and its demise might have resulted in remission of the disease. Severe preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome following a blunt abdominal trauma. In a case report, a woman with no clinical features of preeclampsia at 27 weeks of gestation sustained a blunt abdominal injury. Within 24 hours after the injury, the woman developed severe preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome. On investigation, massive fetal blood cells were observed in maternal circulation by Gehar-Bethke's test. Sudden entry of large quantities of fetal tissues into maternal circulation might have resulted in excessive innate immune response triggering fulminant immunoinflammation. Preeclampsia can occur in postpartum period. Many cases of preeclampsia are reported developing after 48 hours after delivery, and also many cases of HELLP syndrome were reported occurring up to 7 days after delivery. In such cases, there is no placenta, No failure of secondary trophoblastic invasion and no placental ischemia, but these women develop preeclampsia. Deported trophoblastic cells and fetal proteins persist for a long time in maternal system even after delivery. These cells may activate the maternal immune system as the immunomodulatory effect of fetus and placenta are lost after delivery. In these cases, faster remission of clinical features of preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome was reported with corticosteroids. On conclusion, it appears that fetal-maternal adaptation mechanisms start operating from the day of implantation of embryo and continue to operate throughout pregnancy and also for few weeks postpartum. Also, it appears that these mechanisms may break down at any stage of pregnancy for different reasons and the mother may manifest preeclampsia. Thank you.